Hi guys, a very happy new year to all of you. This is just what's happened just now. I'm in the process of just cleaning out all the pots and stuff because I haven't been done for a fortnight. So I've just watered all this lot. You may notice there's a new one in there, but I'll get to that later. And there's some good news about my den, which is really surprising. I'm obviously doing something right, not quite sure what, but you know. So Okay, so I'm now going to go and have my lunch, and then I'll come back and I'll put these all back where they came from in their clean jars and all the rest of it, and then we can go through on the Orchid Reflections 2017 and basically an annual review. Okay, now we come to Orchid Reflections 2017. These aren't orchids, but these are houseplants, and I guess at the beginning of this year, um, because I've always been surrounded by plants, my mum's place was always smothered in houseplants, and I always wanted to emulate that and never could because I always killed them within a few minutes of owning them. Back in January, an opportunity came up to get a free spider plant. Now, the free spider plant I was expecting was something this size that I could just put on the mantelpiece. Do excuse the sun, it's behind me so I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, what I actually got was this monster that has got loads of spiders on there. It's flowering, it's thrown up another spike, there's loads of babies down here, all the way down to the floor virtually. And all the other spider plants in my house are off of this spider. So I got a little bit more than I bargained for. I'm not complaining, and I haven't killed any. Well, I've killed one or two, but I haven't killed all of them like I thought I was going to. So that's really good. So this is what started me on this journey of houseplants. I am a self-confessed plantaholic. Even out in the garden, I mean, I love cyclamens. I've put them out in the garden, and every year they rot. They never come up again. I don't know why I bother. I tried putting them in containers this year, and again they've rotted. So I am destined to only ever have cyclamen in the house, if I buy one. As you all know, I had a significant birthday this year. But going back to the beginning of the January, February were fab years, were fab months. And then we got the notification that all school crossing patrollers, lollipop people to you and me, were likely to lose their jobs due to government funding cuts. Since that's what I did, you know, things were not looking good, and we fought. And to be fair, the school were absolutely fantastic. I actually worked for the council, but the school that I supported were really fantastic to me. And in March, we went to a garden centre, and I saw these, and they were labelled as Easter cactus. I took one look at it and went, that's a Christmas cactus, which, as you can tell by the buds, is quite right. And if you saw my video back in October, it was out in full bloom, because it's actually a Thanksgiving cactus, not a Christmas cactus, but it is starting to reflower again. I moved it in here over Christmas, just because this is the pink one and this is the very pretty pink one. So I bought this one because the one my mum gave me I had for 18 years, never flowered, never did anything. I repotted it, I watered it, I looked after it, it flowered once and that was it. Didn't do anything after that. So after 18 years I decided it was time to go and I start again. So I bought a new one, Schlumbergera truncata, I think this one is. It's the Thanksgiving cactus, not the true Christmas cactus. I've always loved these plants, and my mum, as I just said, had one with bits of it all over the house, and I love the flowers on these. I think they're gorgeous. I also bought this guy at the same time, and as you can see, he's still got flowers on him, and he also was being sold as an Easter cactus just in time for Mother's Day, which was a bit of a laugh because there was no way they were going to flower at all, because they're Thanksgiving cactus, not Easter cactus. The flowers are the wrong shape. And again, this is a Schlumbergera truncata. So, you know, it's not a true Christmas cactus, but it's close enough. Yeah, so this guy and the one in the lounge were two things, impulse buys I bought for myself. It was something I've always wanted, was a Christmas cactus. Bless her, my mum gave me a bit of hers, but it didn't work. And I had been trying for a long time, so, you know. But even my mum's thinking she might have to admit defeat because she can't get hers to flower either. And that's obviously a lot older than 18 years old. So there started my journey with houseplants. I quite often have herbs on the kitchen windowsill. I mean, there's a basil there that isn't mine. There's parsley there that also isn't mine that my daughter wanted me to buy for her, and guess what? I'm looking after it. The little chrysanthemum that's in there it fell off a bunch of flowers that my mum bought me for Christmas, which have long since gone, but that's quite happy in there, just sitting in my egg cup. And so began a tour of houseplants. A thing of houseplants, and anybody who knows me will tell you I'm a plantaholic. I love them, I think they're beautiful and all that sort of thing. Houseplants, garden plants, there are loads of garden plants I would love, but I am aware I am no gardener by any stretch of the imagination. My garden needs to look after itself because I won't look after it. I know that. In the house that's different because it doesn't rain indoors, you know, and it's not cold indoors and things like that, and they make the place look pretty. In May, having learnt I was going to lose my job at the end of July, I, as you well know from my very first video on YouTube, I actually purchased this particular orchid that was in complete flower. I will see if I can put the pop-ups in, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do it. I don't know, so we'll just see. And this guy, you know, number one, completely on impulse. I just felt like I just loved the colour, and it wasn't expensive, and I just thought I can have an orchid in my house. Now, as I've said many times before, I have always been fascinated by orchids anyway, always, even as a small child. Been fascinated by their flowers and the fact that they're different. Do you know what I mean? So I've always been fascinated with that. That is the reason for this stupid addiction that I now have of these beautiful flowers. So that is the first negative of last year. I knew I was going to be made redundant. Fortunately, I'm in the very fortunate position where I actually don't need to work. My husband's very, very good and said, no, you don't need to do that, so I won't have to worry particularly, but I do need something to do. In the middle of all that, an opportunity came up to go and volunteer in Oxfam with somebody I've known for a long, long time because the kids went to school together and all that sort of stuff. And oh dear, we just know each other so well. I mean, to the point where this was my Christmas present from her all the way from Kew, and it just made me laugh because she obviously knows me too well. But that, you know, so that was the first bit of bad news. On top of all of that, there have been some health issues with myself, my husband, my dad, my daughter, both of them. You know, so we've had all sorts of health issues going on this year. They've all come to a head and they've all sorted themselves out. But, you know, it's been tough. And I think every so often I just thought, I need to go and spend some money. Not always a good way to do things. I also, if you have been paying attention, had a significant birthday in September. In September I turned 50, and a lot of people, a lot of my friends and a lot of family gave me money, and this item over here. So this orchid, the white one, was given to me as a present. Now obviously she's still in bloom. She's lost one of her spikes because that just finished. This is the new bits that I showed you last time I videoed her. So she's still going strong. Obviously there's still a few more buds to come out. So like I say, she's still going strong. I've just watered this lot because like I say, they haven't been watered for a fortnight. And she is still going strong. But that was back in September. Round about June, I was looking round for a third small orchid to go on my kitchen windowsill. I mean, since then I've lost the number 2 that I bought, but I bought this one here, number 6, is that number 3? Yeah, number 3, and obviously she spiked for me again, which I'm quite excited about. And there is another bit down there somewhere. Can't see it now. Where is it? Can never find it when you want it. Yeah, it's branched off. It's branched off down there as well. I've managed to stake it, so it's just a waiting game now. I mean, she is a beautiful purple colour. Almost the colour of the pot actually. Maybe a bit brighter, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head. And so this one is quite exciting because I bought this one in bloom. I caught it on the bottom of the cupboard and managed to break the top of the spike off, but it still bloomed down below, and as it branched obviously there was flowers still there. It was still in flower round about the middle of September, but it was beginning to look a bit tatty, so I tidied it up, and I just thought if I cut the flower spike off, then it can put all its energy into what it needs to do, and that's what it did. And lo and behold, we have another spike, which I wasn't expecting.